그러면 장타를 치기 위해서 이제 스윙에 들어가 봐야 되는데요. 첫 번째 이제 백스윙부터 한번 알아봐요. 백스윙이 어떻게 해야지 도대체 장타가 나올까 궁금한데요. So how to make a backswing when you for the long drive?
So a backswing with long drive is not much different than a golfing backswing. The reason why a lot of the viewers lose or don't hit the ball far is because they have a lot of power leaks. So what you're looking for, let me grab a few things here. So when you hit a ball, you almost want to act like there's something stuck in the ground. So if you have alignment sticks at home, take an alignment stick, stick an alignment stick in the ground, and also put a club down. And what you want to do is when you take your backswing, are you turning around the stick or are you making the stick move? So anytime in your backswing you see the inside of your foot come up, you've lost power. So it doesn't matter about your equipment, doesn't matter about your ball, it doesn't matter about amount of effort. The moment you do this in a golf swing, you've lost power. And then you're trying to check and get your sequencing back to save the shot. So what you're really looking at doing is turning around and keeping your foot really as much as you can. I like to tell people sometimes if you take your toes and just lift your pinky toe, the smallest toe on your foot, which is almost impossible, but you try to lift that as you turn, what you'll do is you'll actually feel your pelvis tilt and you'll turn around your body. And once you learn to turn around your body, now you're completing and starting a backswing. And that's one of the most important parts. So if we've got a club here, and another way you can do it is put your foot up against the club, and as you turn, try to turn into that club. Try to keep everything into that club. Another thing that you want to do with your backswing is don't shallow out. Try to stay as wide and as long as you can. A lot of guys and ladies do this. They start their backswing and they go ahead and take their wrist. No, keep everything as wide as you can. Try to take it all the way back, extend your arms out when you take it back, and then collapse. So what you'll end up doing is turning this. Some people like to get tall, some people like to squat. That really depends on how your body feels. For me, I squat. Some people get tall. But what you're looking for is to get here and then turn, and that's how you complete a backswing. Some are long, some are short, but the key is you don't want this though. Try to keep that elbow in, and that's a good backswing. But everything starts with your feet.
Okay, so but many players think that lower body should be very stable, so they hold the lower body. So that is not really good for the turn, right?
It is, but it isn't. So what you don't want to do in the backswing is you don't want to sway. I sway a little bit, but I'll only sway to a point, and then I'm turning. You want to keep, it depends. There's two different theories. Either you're a person who believes in heel up, or you're a person who believes in the foot flat in the top of your backswing. If you're a heel down person, then what you're going to do is you're going to really sink into the right hip. The right hip is everything for you. You're really going to try to load. You want your quads to feel like they're very tight, hamstrings, glutes, everything here has to be engaged. And you're almost pushing off, and then you're squatting and going. If you're a heel up person, you have a little bit more wiggle room. If you're a heel up person, what's going to happen is now you're using your left toe to push you into a backswing, more so than using your body to pull. So that's probably the biggest difference between the two, and that's where people get things different, because I know some people who actually go heel up with the driver, but then they keep their feet flat on every other iron. So it's kind of hard to go back and forth because the two are completely different. But if you're a heel up person, you'll actually find yourself pushing with this leg to make sure that you get that same feeling inside the hip.
So then can your hip move?
It should move, but twist. So if we keep this here, what's going is my torso. So my chest is going this way, but look at the spacing on my hip. Spacing on
It's
my
still
hip
there.
is still there. Not this. So even though I do this, when I get ready to go, I actually turn. So if you look at my swing, let's use this line here. See, they got me on the up camera probably. So if we can use this line here, it looks like when you get here, you think I'm gonna keep going, but watch what happens. So I turn, turn, turn. The hip actually, so it's an illusion. It makes you think that I'm coming way over here, but I'm only doing that in the pre-shot because in the real shot, I'm turning. I'm just trying to prep this leg to know that it has to push.
Could you show us?
Sure.
백스윙을 할 때 이제 버클이 굉장히 잘 돌아가요, 그죠? 버클이 그 턴을 몸통 턴이 굉장히 좋습니다.
와. 여기가 350m
와.
홀인데 340.57m를 보냈어요. You almost made it one on.
Almost, very, very close. But so the reason why why I do this motion is because once you get to the top of the downswing and the transition, that's where everything's important. So this is just a primer for me for the actual real part of the swing where I really need to focus.
Can you show us the one with foot down?
Foot down. So foot down, a little different. So you're going to come here.
와우.
So for me, that's not my normal swing. That's a much softer swing for me, something that I would do on the course maybe. But when you actually do it, what you're looking at is this motion. So you're almost pulling when you keep the foot down versus when you heel up, you're able to use that to push. So when you do it, it should look something like this. How many times do you go to a golf course, you're playing with your friends, and you see this motion? Really, really
It
fast.
is.
Well, the key is when you get to the top, this has to happen. This motion right here. That has to happen. The hands have to set. So let's look at it properly. Properly is I'm here, the hands have set, the body has made a full turn now. At this point, I've made a full shoulder turn. And then I'm coming in whatever I believe. If I believe coming here, if I believe coming here, whatever your downswing approach is. Well, if I go back and it's still going and I'm here, look at what happened. Now the club's here, my body's going forward. Now I'm trying to figure it out and I'm saving it. So really completing the swing, speed is always done on the downswing. If you want to increase your swing speed, which will ultimately increase your ball speed, especially by hitting the club in the center of the face, remember, the backswing doesn't help you hit the ball any harder. It doesn't help the ball go any further or any faster. So really make sure you take the time to complete your backswing. The backswing is the most important part of your golf swing. It is stored energy. That's where you figure out how far you're going to hit the ball or the potential of hitting it far. If you rush that, I guarantee you that you will not have a successful golf shot.
So torso turning is a very important aspect about the getting the energy when you're making a backswing. So your buckle turns very well, very nicely and safely. Do you have any tips you can give that how you make a good torso turn?
Practice. Sometimes it's just something as simple as basic drills. For me, the first thing is anytime that you're trying to do something new, you want to drill it because it's not familiar. It's very uncomfortable. Every time you go and see a coach, they tell you to do a new move, and sometimes it works while they're standing there, and then when they leave, you slowly start to go back and do the things that you used to do because it's different, it's weird. So anytime you get something new into your golf swing, first, just try it. Give it a week, give it 2 weeks of good, hard work, and see if it works first before you decide to throw it away and say it doesn't feel right. Now, how do you make it feel right? You try. So we talked earlier about not getting outside. So a simple drill for doing that would be to get against a wall where something's on your back. And the first thing is here. Now, if you're heel down, the drill is simple. Turn. That's it. Just a simple turn. Let's get that going. If you're heel up, drill's a little different. Now, if you're heel up, also make sure you're not swaying. Use that foot to help you push and turn, but don't turn too much. And then once you learn how this feels, where the club is in space, but you'll also notice that your hips give you two completely different feels. The right hip feels like it's pushing, the left hip feels like it's turning behind you. So now you're getting that energy. And you're getting used to that. You'll start to feel that in your stomach. So it actually turns into a slight workout, but a golf-specific workout. Then the next thing would be letting the hands collapse. Figuring out how that feels, letting the hands collapse, and doing those types of drills. So how do you hit the ball further? You drill. Even though it's something different, you continue to drill. And that helps.
지금 가르쳐 준 것들을 조금 시도를 해보면서 한 1주, 2주 정도 이렇게 시간을 가지고 연습을 좀 해볼 필요가 충분히 있다. 이것도 굉장히 중요한 말인 것 같습니다.
연습만이 살 길이죠.
네, 그렇죠.